Hi guys, it's Summers here and welcome to another episode of my Squad Goals Career Mode series with Aston Villa. As we can see here, we're having a look at Olaf Mattsson. He's suggested that he wants to leave the squad if he's not promoted to the senior team, and so we promoted him. He looks like he's got a huge amount of potential. Moving on into the training mode, we've got Giordano, one of our centre-backs in the youth academy, has increased his overall stat by 1 there. Looking forward to getting him into the team in the future because he looks like he has a huge amount of potential. But in this first game of the episode, we are facing off against Wolves at the Molineux, and let's have a look at their lineup. So they've got Patricio in goal. They're playing 5 at the back with Doherty, Cody, Carlos, Bolly and Kitolano. They've got Moutinho and Elwar in midfield with Adama, Bonatini and Jota up front. Actually got Iter on the bench as well. Okay, let's have a look at our lineup for this match then. So we've got Horn in goal, Bree at right back, Oxford and Bastoni are in the centre with Henry at left back. We've got Pugh, Berge and Shaparenko in midfield with Nelson, Weah and Smith Rowe up front. Straight into the action here, and Reece Nelson's been brought down there by Carlos. No, it's Catalano actually who's brought him down. Surely he's going to be showed a yellow card for that challenge. Okay, no, the referee has decided against the yellow card, but it is an opportunity here for us to have an early strike on goal. 7 minutes into the game, we've got Smith Rowe over the ball, but we're going to have a look at our options and see who might have better potential in terms of taking this free kick. Although his stats aren't quite there with Smith Rowe, we've opted for Nelson. Oh, and he's hit the bar. Oh, and Sander Berge with the half volley couldn't follow it up. It's a poor effort from Berge, but he's not really that type of player, so you have to let him off. He's been a fantastic acquisition so far in the centre of... Oh, fantastic strike there from Bonatini. Edge of the box. He didn't put him under enough pressure. Shaparenko just wasn't touch tight to him. It gave him enough space to get away that effort. As he shifts it across to his left foot, he's got nothing else in his mind apart from hitting it, and it's an absolute bullet. Horn can do very little about that. Out on the wing here, Nelson knocks it into the box. Smith Rowe was there waiting, but he didn't quite get to him. He's coming back in though. Henry across to Pugh. He's trying to set it up on the edge of the box, and he takes a... Ooh, it's not a bad effort, to be honest, with his left foot there from Pugh. Just drifts wide. Weah almost puts his knee onto it as it goes by. Could have actually helped to direct it in. Elwar here with a similar sort of effort to his colleague Bonatini. Perhaps more of a finesse shot from distance, but he can't quite curl it into the top corner. I think Horn have got it covered in any case, but it was a good effort. Smith Rowe there trying to take on his defender, but knocks it back to Sander Berge. Sander Berge knocks it inside to Smith Rowe, and Smith Rowe tries to get it into the box, but it's cleared away. Second half here, Timothy Weah with the shot and the follow up, and there Pugh. Should have done better with that. Perhaps rushed that shot, to be honest, but he was kind of crowded in by the players around him, so not too bad an effort as Grealish brings the ball down there, having come on. McGinn, who also has come on. Grealish with the shot, but it's deflected around for a corner. Wolves here towards the end of the game there with a decent effort that's knocked into the box and on the volley. Horn has to make the save. So it's a loss there in this first game against the Wolves. Not the best result in a Midlands derby, I will admit, but you know, you can't win them all. Bree got 6 points there for his efforts. Horn collated 2 and Henry got 2. So we move out to the second game of the episode. We're at home this time and we're going to face off against Liverpool. So we look at our lineup. So we're going to go with 5 at the back in this one against, bigger opposition. So Bree, Ampadu, Chester, Zagadou and Wagnerman at the back, with Maitland-Niles and McGinn sitting in the midfield. Grealish is in the cam position with Codger and Dicko up front. Liverpool straight away into it. And a decent shot there from Salah. Giving the ball away there. Managed to get it out though, and that's surely a foul, ref. Naby Keita on John McGinn just takes his legs out from underneath him, and Keita wins a yellow card for his challenge there. Yeah, it's definitely a foul. Alaba here on the ball. Ooh, made a monkey of Dicko there. Robert Firmino. Unlucky there from Bobby Firmino. Hits the post with a fantastic effort from distance. And trying to curl it into the corner of the goal. Okay, so it's Firmino again, and he's done it this time. Bobby Firmino, similar sort of effort to he had just before the end of the first half, has managed to do very similar, but with his left foot this time in the second half. Just given too much space on the edge of the box and punishes us for it. Fantastic curling effort. Codger here, knocking the ball out to Wagnerman. He's pushing it on, down the wing. Throws it into the box. Oh, so unlucky there with that effort. Bree here on the ball. Cuts back inside and knocks it to Maitland-Niles. Maitland-Niles with a back heel to Grealish. Grealish onto Dicko. What an effort there from Nua Dicko. From 20 odd yards out, he's just absolutely pasted that. Nice back here from Maitland-Niles to Grealish, who manages to turn on the ball and find Nua Dicko, who's running onto it and just smashes it. Alisson does his best but can't get near it. Naby Keita there, winning the ball back to Firmino onto Mane. Mane with a fantastic effort there, draws the corner from us. Firmino with the corner, keeper gets out to it, but it's come to a Liverpool player. Ampadu was down in the box, and I think that had a massive effect on the AI players around him and their positioning, because it left Mane completely free in the middle of the box there to put one past us. Commiserations from Jurgen Klopp, as he will be happy with a 2-1 victory against us. Jack Grealish got man of the match for his efforts and 7 points in that episode. Horn accumulated 5 and Dicko with 5 too. That means that this episode's top players, in fact, is Bree with 8, Horn with 7, Grealish with 6 and Dicko with 5. Okay, so moving out to the training scenarios here, we're going to pop Sander Berge in for the first 4 slots. He won player of the episode last time around, so this is the first opportunity really we've had to offer him that training slot up. Having forgotten about it, in reality I thought we'd done it at the end of the last episode, but we hadn't, so here we go. Here he's going to get a few of the training slots. He's getting 4 in total. Horn is getting the other one to try to improve the young goalkeeper. As we move out to a look at some of the scout reports, we've got one of our scouts out in England, and a few of those players just aren't up to the type of scratch that we need them to be, so we'll get rid of those. And then we've got Lewis Fraser out in the United States, hoping to pick up a player that perhaps might work quite well with Timothy Weah, thinking about the chemistry side of things. And there's a few players that perhaps might be worth a look at in the future. I'm not going to sign them up straight away, but we are going to keep them on the list here just to continue to scout them for the future. As we move on into the next game of this episode, and we're facing off against Newcastle United at Villa Park. Got Horn in goal, El Mohammadi at right back, Chester and Bastoni at centre back, Henry at left back. We've got Pugh, Berge and Grealish in midfield, and we've got Nelson, Weah and Smith Rowe up front. "20 minutes in here, it's been a fairly lacklustre start to the game, but Smith Rowe's not one into the box, and what was going on there between the defender and the goalkeeper? They're a bit slapdash there, throwing one into the box, and yeah, Bastoni onto it. Great header from the young centre-back, towering above everybody else. He's quite a tall player anyway, so he's got a bit of a head start on most. Jack Grealish there with the corner, puts it in, and the keeper came for it and got nowhere near it as Bastoni just heads it past him. Just over the top of Smith Rowe and then on to Bastoni's head. Player on the line didn't even really make a significant effort to stop it either. Jack Grealish knocks it into Pugh. Pugh with a great effort, and I don't think the keeper caught that until late, so he pushes it away. Newcastle playing the ball around. Muto out to Dix. Dix inside to, and then back to Muto, and the keeper's got onto it. Horn getting down well to stop the opposition there. Bastoni's coming across to cover. It's come out to the Newcastle player though, and John Joe Shelvey, just before half-time, levels it up for Newcastle. Something that this is a typical example of what I've noticed on FIFA. If your left or right back gets caught out and one of the centre-backs goes over to cover, you get really punished for it in terms of players bombing on from midfield of the opposition. And there's Rebic there with lots of step overs, tries one for an effort from distance, and Horn's got him covered. Now Mohammadi with the crossing, Smith Rowe knocks it into the box, looping header there. So unlucky with that looping header. Ritchie stopped by Bastoni. Great bit of play there from Bastoni. But we didn't get it clear. When they've nearly punished us for it. Great save from Horn. Silva to Shelvey. Shelvey onto Rebic. Rebic back to Shelvey. Out to Lato. Back to Shelvey. And he's knocked it into Kearney. Kearney's found Horn there with the save at his feet. So it's a 1-1. It's a draw against Newcastle there. It was one of those type of games, to be honest, where you could kind of see it was going to turn out as a draw. And Grealish got man of the match. Picked up 7 points for the game. Bastoni with 5 and Horn with 5. That means that the player of this episode is now Grealish with 13, Horn with 12 and Bree with 8. Moving out to the training. I'm going to leave Burge with the first slot, seeing as he missed out on one of the slots last time around. We've got Gordinho in the secondary slot, Josh Wagnerman in the third slot, and Timothy Weah, I think we're going to pop into the fourth. Got a loan offer in for Shaparenko from West Ham. Now, Shaparenko is a player that doesn't really meet the ability that I think he should have at this point. He's got 75 overall, and I really struggle with Shaparenko in terms of being able to get the best out of him. I'm hoping as he continues to improve in terms of his statistics, he will actually be a player that I can get on with. But at this stage, I'm quite happy to send him out on loan. West Ham are paying 70% of his wages, and hopefully that will help him to continue to improve. As we move on into this next game of the episode, we're playing Stoke City, and I don't know why we're being shown Everton there. Stoke City are in 9th position though, having come up the same time as us into the Premier League. We've got Horn in goal, El Mohammadi at right back, Chester, Bastoni in centre back, left back is Henry. We've got Grealish, Burge and McGinn in midfield, which is perhaps our strongest lineup there. We've got Tavernier, Weah and Green up front. Tavernier here on the ball, nice back heel to Jack Grealish. Grealish knocking it down the wing here. He's knocked it back inside and that's then on to Tavernier. Tavernier's found Timothy Weah. Timothy Weah out to Green. Oh, so unlucky there from Green. Keeper did exceptionally well to stop him. Sander Berge has knocked it onto Green and Green's got it out to Weah on the wing. He's knocked it back inside and he's found McGinn. Oh, McGinn with a shot that's blocked. Grealish on the ball now. He's found Rico Henry out wide. Rico Henry knocks it into the box and the keeper's good enough for that one. Lamia here, out to Hoylberg. He's found Thomas Ince. Knocking it inside. Oh no, that's weak defending. Committed to the slide tackle there. And that just opened up a huge amount of space in the centre of the box for the player to be found. And he just slotted it home. Suicide there, really, with that attempted slide tackle. And Grealish should let the man go. Grealish onto Burge. Burge has found Timothy Weah, who's then found Grealish again, who's knocked it inside to Timothy Weah. He's held the play up well and found McGinn. And McGinn's found Green. Can he finish it? Keeper's good for it again. Unlucky though, as we move out to the second half, and John McGinn here has found Green again. He cuts inside. Oh, and he's found the top corner. It's a great goal there from Green. Found himself acres of space by cutting back inside, done the defender basically, and then knocked it top corner past the goalkeeper. Third time lucky. Bends it into the top corner. Stoke here putting the pressure on. Found some space in the box, but they dragged the shot wide. Jack Grealish once again finds Green out on the wing. Green knocks it in. Oh, poor header there from Tavernier. It was deflected up and Tavernier got on the end of it in front of the defender, but it was a weak effort. Green's found Rico Henry here down on the left side. He's pushed it on down the wing, cuts back, puts it in the box. Oh yes, Timothy Weah with a header. Fantastic header there from Weah. Brilliant cut back there from Rico Henry and gets it into the box, and the defenders were nowhere. Timothy Weah plenty of time and space to pick his header and get it past the keeper. Stoke have found more space out on the right wing here. Great defending though by Bastoni. Rico Henry up over the top to Green. He chases on. Puts it in the box. Oh, the keeper just ahead of the striker there. Ooh, should have done better with that, Stoke. A 2-1 victory there against Stoke. We'll take that. They're in 9th position whilst we're in the dogfight against relegation. I think we did very well there against the team that came up with us from the Championship. Green got 8 in that match. He was a big factor in the overall result. Weah with 5, McGinn with 4. And then the top players of this episode are now Horn with 15 and Grealish with 15. Moving on out to some training. I'm going to take Horn out of the slot and try and train up Olaf Mattsson. fact, no, we're going to have a rethink on that idea. Going for Tavernier instead, and taking out Sander Berge, and potentially putting in Bjorn Lundberg, and some more improvement for the youth players. This time we're going to take, or potentially look to take out Wagnerman and replace him with Bastoni. Just trying to find the correct training scenario for him that will make the most improvement, as we notice that Gordiani has also gone up by another overall percentage, as we reject an offer from Burnley for a management position, and have a quick look through the youth squad to see how they're all progressing. If you enjoyed that episode, don't forget to hit the like, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more FIFA 2019 content.